I think respect for ancestors and respect for elders fits into public life as, first of all, a sense of obligation. This is changing, I have to say. People have been writing about how the sense of being eternally indebted to one's parents is being reduced. That was the standard. Not everybody kept to that standard, but now it isn't even really so much the standard. There is much more autonomy for young people, but there is still an expectation that they will be obliged, that they feel obliged to look after their parents. In the countryside, it is still very common for there to be domestic altars, or rather, it's become common again in the mainland to have domestic altars on which their ancestors are also given offerings, especially at New Year, and incense burnt for them. As people live in, or move or migrate and live in high apartment blocks, it's probably not being continued. But the sense of obligation to the elders is continued. As part of public life, the government is not yet a welfare state, and it lies hugely for the care of the elderly on that sense of obligation. So in that sense, it's part of public life. In some parts of China, especially in southern China, there are also ancestral halls. That is to say, where earlier ancestors, not just your immediate parents or their parents, are also honored. And that is another way of encouraging the same thing, which is quite often called Confucianism, but it isn't because people have read Confucius's works that they do this. They do it out of a general sense of morality.